Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and this is perhaps the most hotly anticipated new midsize pickup truck. This is the 2024 Toyota Tacoma with the turbocharged 4-cylinder non-hybrid under the hood. This is a TRD Sport 4x2 double cab, and in this video I actually get to take it on a drive and take you on a quick tour to tell you why this midsize pickup truck maybe ain't so mid. Stay tuned. All right, gearheads, huge thanks to my friends at Classic Toyota here in Tyler, Texas for allowing me access and the keys and an opportunity for my first drive of the new Toyota Tacoma. This is one of the first ones that they have had on their lot, and I am very gracious to them because it is allowing me to have some extended time getting to learn this pickup truck that I haven't gotten to have at auto shows and different events. Actually get some wheel time behind the wheel of this one. As I mentioned in the intro, this is the TRD Sport, and this is using the somewhat base, because the SR5 gets a more base version of this, I-Force 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. As I mentioned, the SR and SR5 get a lower rated 228 horsepower, 243 pound-feet of torque. All of that is mated to an 8-speed automatic. You can get a 6-speed manual. This is a two-wheel drive, not a four-wheel drive, and it is the double cab. We'll get into all that here in a little bit, but that is what motivates this one. Fuel economy numbers are estimated at 19 city, 23 highway, 20 combined. As we close the hood, I can talk about this hood scoop. It is functional. It does allow air in. It's not like a ram air hood scoop. It is just to cool off the 2.4 liter turbo underneath the hood. You can see we've got a nice sized grille on this one. LED headlights, LED fog lights, but incandescent turn signals. This being a two-wheel drive TRD Sport, we still get some front recovery hooks up front here with this lower air dam that is removable. Everybody calls it the big chin, but you can see over here we have a slightly different connection on the driver's side versus the tow hook here on the passenger side. Very interesting offering here on the front of this two-wheel drive TRD Sport. You can see up front here, we do have some fake air inlets right here, but some functional ones around these very big over fenders on our TRD Sport. I like it, gives it a nice look, gives it a nice rugged look. I like that they are body color and painted, not dark gray like that giant chin down up front. As we come around to the side, you can see we get some TRD wheels wrapped in Michelin Primacy LTX tires, which is an interesting one. These are definitely on-road tires. This is more of an on-road pickup truck. They are two 65 are 18-inch rubber wrapped around these TRD specific 18-inch wheels. We get 13+-inch brakes front and rear. And you can see the suspension setup up front here. It is not TRD branded like the TRD Off-Road, or TRD Pro, I should say, but you're not really going to be taking this one off-road as much as you would perhaps a 4x4 TRD off-road, things like that. We are in a silver paint color here, which traditionally I am not a big fan of, but I really like how it shows off all the angles and design lines on this pickup truck. I'd say the styling of this definitely works more than the styling of the Tundra for me. I really like the way it is done. It doesn't feel overstyled, but it also doesn't feel plain or mid, as some might say. It's got a really nice look as you come around to the side. As we come back to the rear suspension, I will say lower trims do still get leaf springs, but we've got coil springs with monotube shocks back here doing the suspension work back here in the back. You can see it's not a coil over spring. I'm trying to get a good shot of that inset coil back there, but it gives it a nice ride. We'll talk more about that when we're driving it. But as we pan around to the back, you can see we get that TRD Sport badge right back here on the back. It is just a sticker decal, not like the inset TRD Pro that you get on the back of the Tundra and things like that. As we move back to the back of the pickup truck, I do like the black recessed Tacoma in the tailgate, all the different accents back here. We have lower lift points. This goes all the way down. I saw a base SR in the showroom. Even the base SR gets these hijack lift points back on the back. This one does have a Toyota specific black exhaust tip, so I really like some of the black accents on this one. We have a rear camera back here and just a manually deploying tailgate, which opens up to the composite bed, which this one is equipped with the spray and bed liner. You can see we've got some tie down points with some D-rings here, and Tacoma spelled out back there on the bulkhead. We've got some adjustable tie down points here. No power, no air compressor back here. Fairly basic bed, but this tailgate is oh so easy to lift up. It spells Tacoma across the top. It is, again, a truck after all, and I really like just the simplicity of it. We don't get the electronic release buttons here on the TRD Sport. This is just a simple truck, and I actually like that about it. Sound off in the comments if you like the fact that the tailgate wars have not found their way to the Tacoma pickup truck. You just kind of get a simple tailgate that is very easy to open and close. As we come around to the side, I did want to show you the key. This one is for sale, so I'm leaving it in the plastic that the dealer gave to me, but you have lock, unlock on it, and a panic button. You can deploy a physical key. I don't know, let's give it a try and see if this has a remote start. You press it once, twice, 3 times, you hold it. It's flashing. Is it gonna do it? There it is. So yes, this does have remote start on it, which I really like. And we'll go ahead and see when we open the door if that actually turns off or remains on. I will also call out that this is made in Mexico for all of you that want to comment on that. We do have passive entry here. You can see you can lock it by pressing right there, unlock it by putting your hand on the back of the door, and when you know it, the truck stays on. So that is a very nice touch. I very much appreciate that. Older systems did not do that. Tundras do not do that. They shut off as soon as you open the door after remote starting it, which does not work in a hot East Texas summer, I can tell you that for sure. All the other pickup trucks that we've looked at on the inside from the Tacoma line have all been pre-production. So this is the first production-ready Tacoma interior that we have seen. Again, this is the TRD Sport. You can see we get padding down here. Not any padding up here. It is injection molded plastic, but that's okay. It's not that shiny black or metallic look plastic that we saw at the Houston Auto Show. You can see the dealer has tinted the windows here, so we're not going to roll them down, but all your window controls, mirror controls, lockout, and all that. This is a nice rubberized texture right here. I really like that. That's where you're going to be grabbing. A little bit of storage here, a lot of bit of storage down here, which is really nice. Coming around to the seats, you can see we've got a 2-way power lumbar, but everything else is manual. Manual height adjustment, manual recline, and manual slide forward and back. I'm a little curious how these seats will wear over time. They've done them backwards versus the Tundra Capstone, where your seating portions are the dark color to hide any wear or seat stain from blue jeans. And yeah, they've just done them backwards here. So very curious how this light cloth will wear over time, especially with blue jeans, having the dark up here. It seems like you would want to do it backwards, but I do like how they are two-tone. It kind of breaks up some of the dark gray in here. Otherwise, it is a very nice interior. It looks like a baby Tundra on the inside. We do have these fixed in place running boards that do help us climb in. And then I'm going to go ahead and call out right here. We've got some Morse code. If you know, you know. I'm not going to say it on camera, but you can figure that out. It's also on the Tundra's windshield. Climb in, close the door, and we'll actually start this thing up as if we're going to drive it by putting our foot on the brake and pushing the red engine start stop button. Toyota likes to put a lot of buttons over your left knee. This being a TRD Sport, we get a lot of poverty buttons right here. So we get traction control, your auto brightness, the brightness for your gauges, and it looks like an adjustment for your headlights, just the position of them, how high or low they go. So that is an interesting option that I've not seen before. And then you've got your lighting control back in the bed, another poverty button down here. That's about it over here. Full digital gauge cluster, much like what is in the Tundra. So very convenient, very informative in what it tells you. And then you can control that up here with all the buttons. This is a Tundra steering wheel through and through, and it is very nice. It is leather wrapped, and this particular one is not heated, but you can get it heated. We have the smaller screen here on the infotainment system, but you can see it's got the Toyota system built right in, which I really like. I've liked it in everything that I've sampled. Let's see, do we have USB power over here? We do. So you can plug it up USB over here, which is a nice touch. You still get a volume knob, which is nice as well. Get a little bit of storage up here. It is going to be a little noisy to put anything up here that might rattle, so keep soft items up here, maybe some snacks. You get a glove box here that's actually very large and deep, but I think most of that is due to the way the front hinges down, so I don't know how much stuff you're going to be able to get in here. Passenger door has all the same storage as the driver's door. We get some phone placement up here. No Qi wireless charger in this one, but much like the Tacoma, or Tundra, it is faced upwards towards you. But trying to get my big phone in here, you got to be careful how you approach it, but you can get it in there. You've got two USB-C ports up here as well. I hit the AC, and then the gear selector for that 8-speed automatic. You put it in reverse, we do get that rear view camera. It is nice, crisp, and clear. I really like that, and it gives you trajectory, which is really good as well. Put it back in park. Electronic parking brake that does put itself on when you put it in park. Brake hold, tow haul mode, different drive modes. We'll go ahead and push this here. Let's see what we've got. Sport, normal, and eco. So very nice right there. We'll test that out when we're driving. More poverty buttons because we have a 2-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel drive. No locking diff, no disconnectable sway bars, none of that. Just some poverty buttons here, but your engine start, stop, defeat. A couple side-by-side cup holders, some deep storage right here, more power down here, and then center console, you can see, is decently sized. Overall, pretty nice. No sunroof in this one, so that means I've got plenty of headroom. This is how I would normally sit. It is very comfortable in here. I've got no complaints up front, but let's go ahead and pop out and see what it's like in the back seat, because the Tacoma does not have the best back seat of the business. As we come back here, you can see we still get the two-tone cloth seating back here, but it is going to be a little bit tight sitting behind myself at 5'10". I do like the B-pillar mounted handle. Okay, that's not bad. I've got no complaints with that. That is fairly decent. If you're much taller than 5'10", or your driver is much taller than 5'10", that might be a problem, but not too bad, not too shabby. No complaints there. Couple cup holders on the back here, some additional power back here, another poverty blank, no AC controls, no nothing back here. No map pocket here, but a map pocket here. And we do get some additional storage in the door down there with a couple cup holders. So 2 in the door, 2 here, 2 in the other door, because we do not get any here in a fold down center armrest. Coming to me, I've got decent headroom. I feel kind of upright back here. I feel like this is a good blend between the Nissan Frontier, which was not my favorite back seat, and the Chevy Colorado GMC Canyon Twins. It's about a mid back seat. It is not the best. The Ford Ranger definitely has the best back seat, but this one does have a few tricks up its shoulder. Since we do not have the hybrid version, the 60/40 split bench rear seat does have really good under-seat storage. So when it comes to under-seat storage, this beats out the Chevy GMC Twins and even the Ford Ranger. I think this has got the best under-seat storage of the bunch, and this is in the non-hybrid versions. If you get the hybrid, this is where the battery will be, and you're stuck with nothing under the rear seat. Will note, though, that this seat doesn't stay in place. You have to pin it up into place right here on both sides, which is a little unfortunate. It's strange to me. All the others have latches or levers that you disconnect, and it'll just kind of fit into place when you get it in the upright position. This is a little old school in its approach. Not only does the seat bottom move, but the seat back moves as well. So you can fold the seat back down. This is how you will attach child seats back here in the back, which is not my favorite, but it does allow for some additional storage back here. We're actually going to go around to the passenger side so I can show you everything over there as well. But first, we are going to move the driver's seat forward. I really like how, since these are manually sliding seats, it can be done very quickly. Power seats seem to take forever when you're waiting on them, but just like on the driver's side, we have some underfloor or under seat storage here, but we do have this large area right here. I do believe perhaps it's a subwoofer, but it is a little bit unfortunate. It cuts into the space a little bit, but for us, it wouldn't matter too much because this is where Tucker's child safety seat will be. I very much appreciate that the 40% is here on the passenger side. And then you can fold this seat back as well. Again, that's where the top tether is. This is where your jack and equipment are for changing a flat, and some additional storage back here. You can fold the whole back seat back down, and that is something that the old generation Colorado and Canyon used to be able to do that they can't any longer, that I know a lot of you have commented on you really wish were still an option. So you can do that here in the Tacoma. The only downside to me is how you attach child safety seats. This is my least favorite of the bunch. The Frontier is like that as well, but yeah. So that is a quick tour of the inside. Now let's hop behind the wheel, take this thing for a drive, because that's what I've been waiting for the most, is to actually get this thing out on the road and out of an auto show. Getting in, buckling up. This is what I've waited for, guys. This is what I've wanted to do. Put this 8-speed transmission into drive and actually put a Tacoma into motion. I've sampled enough at auto shows. I want to get behind the wheel and see how they perform. And while we're here at my filming location, let's see what it's like not on pavement before taking it through town and seeing what it is like on pavement. We've got some whoops up here, and we're going to see exactly what this is like going over some undulations. Okay. Yep. Handles it quite well. At speed, I can tell you that it is enough of a force that it'll trigger our built-in dash cam here that Toyota offers on most of their vehicles, so that you can see what's going on. I really like that. It'll beep to let you know it sensed something and is recording. So I really like that Toyota offers dash cams. Otherwise, driving around here in this field back behind a church, I can say that, yeah, the ride is about what you would expect from a mid-size pickup truck. It's not too firm, it's not too harsh, it doesn't bounce me around. It feels very nice, very modern, and very well put together. That said, you can get a Tacoma with a leaf sprung rear suspension. The base models do have leaf sprung. This does have that coil suspension. This doesn't have the crazy off-road suspension like the Trail Hunter or the TRD Pro, but I can say this is a very comfortable ride off-road. Now we're getting on to where this one is really going to spend most of its time. This is just on loan to me from a dealership here in town. If you want to make this one yours, go over to Classic Toyota, ask for Woody, tell him Corey sent you, and you can make this one yours. You can give it a happy home. We are hoping to get one of these for a longer term test where we will actually test it off-road at Barnwell Mountain to see exactly what it is like and what it is capable of off-road. But here in sport mode, setting off, let's see here. It will spin the tires, and it will scoot. It is not a slug. This thing will move and has plenty of power for a city commute. Again, we love pickup trucks here in East Texas. We use them as family vehicles, both midsize and full-size pickup trucks, and I can see this filling that duty quite well. The back seat is tighter than most full-size pickup trucks, but you saw it fit me just fine. I have no major complaints back there, though again, I will say the Ford Ranger has the best back seat in the midsize pickup truck game. Otherwise, it's very calm on the road. It is very quiet on the road. We have those on-road Michelin Primacy tires that are nice and quiet, not giving me a lot of road noise from those either. Setting off now in normal mode, just doing my normal city driving. This is a very comfortable pickup truck. I have got zero complaints whatsoever with how it drives. A lot of people have complained, oh, it doesn't have a 6-cylinder anymore. I don't want that 4-cylinder garbage. It's good. It's a turbocharged 4 that makes plenty of power, and the 8-speed automatic will not just be hunting on you. It does respond very quickly so that you can get out and moving in front of traffic. Again, no real complaints with this one. It is a solid system all the way through and through. It is very comfortable. I think it will suffice for many of you, both on-road and off-road. This is good. It is well built. Toyota can't afford for this vehicle to be a flop for them because it is their best-selling pickup truck. It is the best-selling pickup truck in the segment, and it is anything but mid when it comes to its performance and how it drives. It is very calm. It is very quiet. It is very collected. Calm, cool, and collected. In fact, here on the inside, does not ride too firm, too harsh, not too much noise. The steering is good, though you can see we've got a little play in the steering wheel, but that's about what you would expect from a pickup truck. Let's see how it turns. Oh yeah, not too much body roll. Very nice. Very planted. This is going to be a good pickup truck. I am following a 3rd gen Tacoma right now. I'm sure they're quite jealous of me here in my 4th gen. Yep, they're slowing down. They want to get a good look at what's coming up behind them. I'll go ahead and pass by them because they are pulling over. And yeah, you're welcome. How's it going? I will say the engine noise is a little on the grainy side, but given the last 3rd gen Tacoma we had was a V6 with the old 6-speed automatic and the TRD Pro Sport tuned exhaust that was actually kind of loud. This is good in comparison. This isn't, it doesn't just drone at you. I do like the addition of 2 additional gears for driving around in normal traffic. That was one of the downsides of the previous gen Tacoma. I felt like that 6-speed was just and that left the V6 to at you a lot. Here in this new 4th gen with the 4-cylinder and the 8-speed, it's perfectly fine. I do get a little bit of turbo whistle from it, which I don't mind. It kind of puts a smile on my face. Works pretty well for me. Again, no major notes on this one. It is solid. It is a good pickup truck all the way around. Puts a smile on my face. Very happy to get to sample this one and spend some time in it. Hit subscribe so that you don't miss any future Toyota Tacoma coverage or any other future videos that we drop. Some other notes from driving this one that I like. We do have traffic sign recognition, which is nice, and we do have an indicator here in the gauge cluster. It's to when my brake lights are on, which you think is kind of a silly option, a silly thing to do, but especially getting into the iForce Max hybrid powertrain and its regenerative braking, it's nice to know when your brake lights are actually on. So just a nice call out there here on the digital display up in front of me. Driving it around on paved streets, both in perfect conditions and in some bumpy conditions. Again, it rides very well. This is not an off-road tune version, so this is where it's really going to spend most of its time, and it rides very well. It isn't just overly bumpy or harsh. It soaks up a lot of the bumps very well, and it is very well composed here in the neighborhoods of East Texas. We're going to do a little bit of acceleration here as we pull out into traffic. Good. Again, on the noisy side, I get a little wind whistle. I don't know if that is from the cameras, from that hood scoop, or from the turbo underneath the hood, but that was really only under acceleration, so I'm guessing that's some turbo whistle from underneath the hood. Otherwise, it is a decent sound from that 4-cylinder under the hood. Let's see, we gonna get bumpy? No. The ride on this, y'all, is good. It's good. backup camera with trajectory. Very nice, very good mirrors on this one. Very good visibility all the way around. I really like this pickup truck. I cannot wait to sample one for a longer period of time, get a little better feel for what it's like to drive. It's just well put together, well sorted out. I've got no complaints, no major notes here whatsoever. Again, I am looking to get one of these for a longer term test to live with it just a little bit more. You can make this one yours by going and seeing my friends over at Classic Toyota here in Tyler, Texas. Tell them GT Garage Talk sent you. I will put a link to the listing for this pickup truck down in the description below, if it is still for sale by the time this video goes up later today. But you can find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, everything at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. As for me, here behind the wheel of my first ever 2014 Toyota Tacoma to actually get to drive. Until next time, gearheads, bye.